You are now tuning in to Lex and RDDC broadcast station, serving up on the double doses for us all.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Real Double Dose channel. This is your host, Lex, as always, coming back to you and coming with you and coming to you straight from the heart, where the talk is real and the vibe is always live. Thank you for tuning in. And if you want to check out anything or you want to have anything spoken about with everything, contact us at Real Double Dose channel at yandex.com. That's yandex.com. And as well as check out our blogspot with multiple pages. And at the bottom of the blogspot, you can check out the links to the books that we have and other platforms that we're opening up on, such as lulu.com and so forth. Also, that is realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. That's realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. And also, just a little bit more, I have to say this again, if I know there's multiple listeners from different kind of platforms, and that's why I put this out there. It might be a crazy little intro that people have to hear for a few moments in time, but guess what? That's a part of the game of understanding what's going on. So you can check us out on every level. That's Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud. Wonderful links you can find, disclaimers, copyright issues, whatever, or explanation, should I say. Anything else, just check that out. You can always find that on the SoundCloud page itself or through the multiple pages that are at the blogspot.com. So we love you. We're happy that you're here. And we are serving up slices of different life. This is about lifestyle. This is about society and culture. This is about spirituality, intuition, self-development, and entertainment too, because we all get it. It's a slice of everything. So there's not really a genre to put it on. It's learning, education, a lot of genres that it fits into. It's a slice of everything. Everything. Boom. Let's get it. All right. So let's get in here. And let's go to our last but not least. We're going to have different series coming out as well. But this is our last one for the 3-part series of life lessons. Hashtag life lessons. And the first one we had was life lessons, hashtag mistakes. The second one was life lessons, hashtag courage. This one, I believe, and I wanted it to be a touch base just to kind of sweetly end it off on that note and still carries on into our everyday life, into called hashtag life lessons, but it could be life lessons, hashtag wisdom. Okay, I don't know what's going on with the tongue thing right now, but that's really irritating me. You know what I'm saying? It's just bothering me that it's just irritating me. Okay, I don't know what's going. I keep saying life lessons or something like that. I don't know why. And hashtag something. The hashtag's coming out a lot, but it's fun to say. Hashtag sky and clouds, hashtag out of my face, hashtag have a good day. You know, you get it. I'm not really into the crazy hashtag thing, even though Instagram kind of forces you into being a quote recognized a little bit into that, but I guess that's their hashtag thing. Anyways, so this is life lessons, hashtag wisdom. And I mean, the conclusion and the morals of the stories, or the moral to the dots and connected that you've gotten. I hope that you can share that with us. You can do that privately or on different platforms that you choose. And once we have the YouTube community out more and you guys can collaborate more on another platform, you can share that with each other as well. But what have you gotten from your mistakes, of understanding what your mistakes caused or causing, and what has permeated from those mistakes? Okay. And more to it if you listen to the episodes. Okay, balancing to courage. How much courage did you have to face those mistakes, or even go through the mistakes, or understanding the mistakes themselves? How much did it take in tenacity and strength for you to get through? Now, wisdom to know the difference. Now, I think it was the Serenity Prayer. Okay, the Serenity Prayer, and that's what it should be called. Serenity Prayer part 1, 2, and 3. That's really what it should be called, but we're already too deep into it. But you get it now from the conclusions of that, right? The masterclass of that. And that's what we're going to come out with now. Next is our masterclass series. And I think that's going to be a little bit more on a different platform for the YouTube. But yeah, that's going to be something that I hope you guys join in too. But yeah, our wisdom, right? Let's go back into that Serenity Prayer for a moment, and let's just read through it, since it kind of helped guided us through a little bit with the courage part, shall we? Let's just dive into it, okay? Written by the American theologian Rob Reihart Niebuhr. Okay, I could be saying it wrong, but anyways, that's not the point of it. But it is, the God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Let's repeat that part again. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Okay, very understandable. Serenity. Okay, we should have did the serenity, courage, and wisdom, but at the same time, it gets there. Okay, the serenity, right? And then you have the I cannot change. Courage to change the things I can. Let's reference that back to the mistakes in the first episode of Life Lessons. Okay, the courage to change the things I can from the things that happen or the things that are happening. Give me the courage and strength, Great Spirit, creator of all things, the essence of what lives in me and lives throughout the world. Okay, and wisdom. Let's just emphasize that. Wisdom and the wisdom to know the difference. Okay, so let's put that all together again. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the things that are just it right now. And for me, that's taking back the life and giving life back to my sister and brother. Okay, courage to change the things I can. I can't change that, but give me courage to make sure life is exactly what it should be. And wisdom to know the difference of how far I've come, how far things have been, how far things are done. It could mean a lot more than that on different levels. We don't know. And I'm sorry if I got a little messed up for you, but I had to get that off the screen. And I freehand this mic, so just bear with me, okay? It's not just a stiff neck kind of. I want to move around when I'm speaking to you with my hands and my mouth and my eyes and my language. So where does the wisdom come from? Where does the wisdom come from exactly? It comes from everything, right? Universally whole. But it comes from the mistakes we've had. Okay, not saying that's just the first one of all of them in our lives, but just for the fact that we had one based on our three-part series already, miniseries. It's the same thing. Like, okay, so this right here, mistakes we've had in our lives. The courage is to go through them and to go to them and understand it. And the wisdom to embrace what it is. We've gotten wisdom from it. We have taken the wisdom from what has happened. The mistakes automatically give us a reference to understanding that we get the wisdom from the things that did happen. We automatically inherit the understanding and the courage through it because we kind of have to go through it at that point once it's already actively moving. Some of us give up, but most of us don't back down. Okay, or it could be vice versa. Some of us don't back down and most of us give up. But ultimately, what wisdoms have you taken from your mistakes and our mistakes, the mistakes of us all? It doesn't have to just be in our personal life. Like I said, it can hit any chapter in your life, whether it be you trying to be the greatest baker and have your own shop and you're messing up on every recipe and you're learning from every mistake in food coloring or rose design, clothes design, restaurant design, relationship design, anything, okay? But the mistakes that happen from it, the wisdom that's gained from those can only be applied to something else. And you can still not want to apply that wisdom, but at the same time, you still inherently you gained it. And as far as the courage goes, the courage is going to be sliced every way that there is, because eventually, if you're to this point now to where you're actually reflecting on the things going on in your body and your mind and your soul, you're thinking, man, how did I deal with that? When people have to deal with abusive relationships, how did I go through that? And how did I escape with an inch of my life? I know I've heard a story the other day with a woman that had lye doused all over her after her psychotic, idiotic ex-husband. I'm sorry, it pisses me off. People hurting other people because they have problems. They can't just move on and get over it. It makes me mad that he went in there, and I'm not sure what it was on. It might have been on Born Different. I believe, I don't want to say Vice, but it's called Born Different. It might be on BuzzFeed. It might be something else. But She basically overcame this horrific shit of face transplant of a lady who passed away from, like, I guess a major stroke or whatever. But her ex-husband broke in there and beat her down with a baseball bat, and oh, that's not enough, let me throw some lye on her, some full industrial lye, and just basically the equivalency of some horrific acid, and her wisdom to know the difference of understanding, man, no matter what, she had to take the risk. Unfortunately, she got retaliation of trying to get a better life from such a psychotic person, but she had the courage to do it. The mistake she thought of, man, why did I even deal with being with this person or giving them another chance? That wasn't her mistake to leave him. Her mistake was, in her mindset, I believe, in my opinion, would be, man, like, how did I wind up with this person? I know, personally, that's how Lex feels. And I look at the person I used to be with too, like, man, that's a mistake. She had courage to go through it and leave him alone. Now, ultimately, he obviously has different kind of spirits in him, and I hope he definitely gets karma coming back to him for doing that times 10. But at the same time, the wisdom for her was to know the difference, to keep moving forward with life, to keep doing what she had to do, okay, no matter how people didn't want to look at her or nothing. She had a relationship going on. She's more swagged out than most of the people think they're a person sitting in the video trying to look like Kim K or Nicki Ma. I'm just saying, I give her kudos and props for that. So mine was different chapters of my life, leaving certain situations alone, leaving certain people alone who didn't mean any well or anything better for themselves, but wanted to ultimately, do things only for themselves. Didn't care. And I could have pursued my life with them, but I didn't. I had the courage to leave it alone after I realized my mistakes. I had the courage to understand what I was going through in those mistakes and climb through it and push through it. And I also now have the wisdom to know the difference, because now I see it and I'm like, man, I don't want to, like, I see a potential relationship right now. I'm not naming no names now. I'm just saying, but I know how you feel, but there's people, where it's like you have a red flag. I do. And it's not, like I said before, with me it's platonic always. But you learn a lot when you're not laying down with someone. I'm telling you that much. If they're strong enough to even survive that part, most people need to have a little skin touching right away. And if you have self-control and self-power containment, you realize you don't need all that to be a satisfied supreme being. But what I'm saying is, for now, I'm trying to reach that stepping stone once someone actually proves themselves to themselves. It kind of looks a little bit, a little grayish area there. And I have to, I know the wisdom to know the difference now. I couldn't say that before all the way, unless you go through stuff you don't know. I was speaking to a sweetheart today. I want to say a sweetheart, not my sweetheart, because, the fluctuation can go with their little mood swings. But I'm saying, like, they were saying, all I know is darkness, and I grew up seeing this, in the streets, and this is how it was. And I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt if they were seeing dead bodies and all kinds of stuff all the time, and all they knew how to do was be evil. But I made something change. And I told them, let me tell you this. I said, you want to have a daughter so bad. And you want your son too, but you want to have a little girl with her curly little hair and her deep brown eyes. Okay? And you want to look at her, and you keep talking about how you're going to be so protecting over her, and just to see how beautiful she is. Now you're telling me that the only thing that has light in it is me, Lex. Okay, that's a compliment, but think about who gave me that life, and who in that light, who gave you the eyesight and the feelings and emotional and soul to have it. You have to pay homage. You need to pay homage to all that is and all that is given to you, no matter how little or how big you may think it is. And I told him, look at that little baby in your mind. Envision your daughter. Okay? Envision your children. And just think about how much, when they're born, you want to protect them. Okay? The people who actually have the love in their heart, who want to protect them and give them the best. Make their life a lot better than the person that's sitting in that standpoint. You're not going to think about darkness surrounding you when you're holding that light beam in your hand. And I said before to him, when that little girl grows up and she looks at you as the first man she'll ever love, Do you really want her to see you as nothing but a man full of darkness? Do you really want her to look at you as a man full of darkness? So the men she falls prey to are the men full of darkness that'll just treat her like crap if she's not fully prepared to deal with it on all psychological, spiritual, and mental levels. I said, think about that. That's what I had to tell him. And I kind of got him perspective. Think about how you're setting them up, even your son, setting him up for failure to be like you. So he'll treat another woman horrible because he sees it, the darkness in you, and wants to mimic you. So therefore you draw him away from the light. I said, light is not meant to be intertwined into the darkness. Light is meant to shine through it. It is there to be a beacon. That's why day and night is not mixed until you get to evening. Okay, so therefore one can sleep while the other one arises. So the moon comes up and the sun goes down, and the sun rises and the moon disappears. Every once in a while you can see a little shadow hint of that moon, but not enough to really keep the full focus of what you're looking at. So the wisdom to know the difference. What have we been through in our lives, and the mistakes that we've done, and the courage to push through them to get to where we are now? How much of mental clarity has arose in us and been there to understand the wisdom to know the difference? If you came back in your sobriety from alcohol or sex addiction or porn addiction, whatever they call it, or promiscuity or whatever it is, I know a lot of people I know, colleagues and different ones, they think because they wear a suit and all of a sudden they go downtown and become prostitutes or whoremongers, whatever they call them. I don't know the name, okay? I'm just saying, or promiscuous people, sorry. They become those at night. It's like they become a different world. And you see them in the office or whatever the next day, and they smile at you like they're ching, virtuous. So the whole thing is like, what's the wisdom to know the difference? If you say, I leave that alone, you're going to have hiccups and bumps and ups and downs, but leave it alone. Leave the beer alone. Put it down. Put your car keys down. Hide them somewhere. Write a note. Set it in your wallet so when you see it the next day, you'll say, hey, I'm glad I didn't drive anywhere. Okay? Or do better in a relationship. Know that every relationship you fail because of infidelity or because there's something that was wrong with it, you know the wisdom to not get into that situation or not put yourself or another person into that. You know already if you're going to go lay down with your partner or someone else unprotected, what's going to happen. You know the wisdom between that pregnancy or something else might happen. Don't have to fill in the blanks for you. I'm just saying. The wisdom to know the difference. Okay? And the courage to change. And the mistakes that change us. You. We. It changed us all. And it led us to more courage. Some it led us away from the courage, but it led us to more courage, and it also cured a lot of things that had to do with our wisdom. Our wisdom is our strength, everyone, and we know that. How we apply it and how we use it and how it is used and given is exactly the abundance that we receive within ourselves. Don't absorb the wisdom that is given to you from these mistakes, from the courage you push through, and just repeat history again. Learn how to cut it off and restart. Rewind. So this is a beautiful ending to our mini-series, but that means basically all of them, but they all tie in with each other kind of cohesively. So this is life lessons, #wisdom. The wisdoms that we've gained, the wisdom that we know now from the differences that we went through, the differences of mistakes, the courage to get through them, and the wisdom that has been obtained through the whole journey of that. So, never let yourself feel too bad about anything, because tomorrow's never promised. Just live for today and hope for tomorrow. So this is your host, Lex, coming to you straight from the heart, where the talk is real and the vibe is always live. Yes. Thank you for tuning in. As always, we appreciate you unconditionally so. We do love you. Check out our links and all of our channels out there. Oh, as well as Spreaker.com. Spreaker.com. I knew there was something else I was missing. So, yeah, we have iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher Radio, Spreaker.com, and we also have SoundCloud and much, much more coming to you. Awesomely, awesomely you. So yeah, just absorb that, share it with the person, let us know your feedback, or just feedback within yourself or whatever. And just go down the rabbit hole with understanding the matrix of what's really unearthed and moved between your mistakes, courage, and wisdom. And thank you for being a part of it all, because we're all on a part of this journey. So anything else, just get a hold of us at Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com, yandex.com, and realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. We love you. Stay awesomely amazing. And we will be back with you very, very soon.